Okay, cool. So yeah, basically thoracic spine. I'm going to go through it again with Mr. Bones. So the anatomy that we did last week. I'm just going to run through it again. Okay, so thoracic spine. Can anybody tell me how many vertebrae we have in the thoracic spine? Yay, 12. Well done. Okay, cool. So I'm going to count from the bottom up again. So here we have your sacrum, your tailbone, between your left and your right pelvic halves. We've got L5, L4, L3, L2, L1. T12. When you see T12, there's our first rib. T11, T10, T9, T8, T7, T6, T5, T4, T3, T2, T1. Okay, so 12 thoracic vertebra. Now, what I didn't tell you guys last week that's like super important in terms of this part of your spine is that it just loves to rotate. Like it's where we want to rotate from. I can't really show you why here. It's specifically to do with like how each vertebra falls on top of the next one. So the joints between each vertebra determine how they like to move. And in our lower back, it just lower back doesn't like to rotate. Like it actually can't really rotate. There's such a tiny little degree of movement between the vertebrae there. And that's why the thoracic spine, so where your ribs are, that's where we really, really want to find rotation from. So that's what we're going to focus on a lot today. So rotating, side bending, um, and we're going to build and build and build and build until hopefully you feel nice and challenged. So we're going to start seated on our mat. And also, guys, if you can, if you have something like a TheraBand or a belt for today, it doesn't have to be a stretchy band, it just has to be something that you can hold on to. I'm going to use a stretchy band, but a belt is fine as well. Awesome. Okay, cool. And then I'm just going to mute you guys. And then if you have any questions, obviously just keep them in the back of your mind and you can ask them later on. But we are going to find a seated position. So, as always, if sitting sucks for you, then you can sit with your back against the wall or with your bum on a pillow. Just make sure you're as comfortable as you can possibly be. Okay. So, without the band, without anything just yet, finding a seated position, you want to sit on top of those sitting bones. So, if you kind of rocked from side to side, you could feel those two bones at the base of your pelvis. Okay. And then you want to lengthen up through the crown of your head. So as you lengthen up to the crown of your head, if you had to visualize the vertebral column that you've just seen, you want to think about every single vertebra creating space between the next one. So creating space between each disc. That's why we want to keep that length, growing up super tall. Okay, cool. So from here, you're going to take your left hand, pop it on the ground to the left hand side of you. We don't want to slump. You want to think about going up and over to your left hand side. As you come over into your first side bend, just watch that your left shoulder hasn't scrunched up. So you're keeping the shoulder down. You're actually drawing that left shoulder blade down so you can squeeze it down using your obliques, and then your right arm is going to come up and over. Nice. As soon as you've done that, just check in with your right sitting bone and make sure that it hasn't lifted off the ground. So you're keeping that right sit bone on the ground. Perfect. Take a super big deep breath in here, into that right hand side. And stay there for the exhale. We're going to take 3 more breaths into this position. On the inhale, feel the ribs expand. So you want to think about getting broader, getting wider. And then on the exhale, think about your neck muscles relaxing and the shoulders drawing down. 2 more breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. Last breath here. And on your exhale, you're going to slowly come back to center. As you come back to center, think about lengthening up even taller. We're going to go to the other side. So right hand down, left arm up. And we're just going to hang out here. Imagine there was a little burning candle underneath the right side of your waist. So you don't want to collapse towards the ground, but you want to think about lifting lifting away from the heat of that candle. Watch that right shoulder, squeeze that right shoulder blade down till you feel your oblique on the right side activate. You've got about 3 more breaths here. Try and straighten out the left elbow, but try not to tense up the left side of your neck. One more breath here. Good, guys. Come back to center. We're going to take it back over to the right. Sorry, left. It's my right, though. Take your right arm up and over. Hang out here for a second. Breathing into the open side. Very nice. Take 2 more breaths. See if you can get a little bit more side bend, a little bit more openness. Relax the neck a little bit more. Ground the sit bones a little more. Good. And then once more over to the other side, lengthening through center. So I'm sure you know this anyway, but this is just pure side bending. Okay? Breathing into the open side. Keep the left sit bone super grounded. So you almost want to imagine your lower back staying centered and you're literally just finding the side bend from those 12 thoracic vertebrae. Last breath here. And then bring it back to center, soften through the shoulders. Okay, from this position, right hand's going to go out in front, left hand is going to go back behind you. Lengthen up through the crown of your head. Now keep your chin in line with your sternum, so you're not going to look too much to the right. You're going to rotate your belly button over towards your left hand side. Sorry, it's my right, your left. And breathe into this rotation. So see if on every exhale, guys, you can get a little bit deeper into the rotation, but it's not your shoulders rotating, it's not your neck rotating, it's the 12 thoracic vertebrae. So keep your sit bones equally grounded on the floor, keep lengthening through the crown of your head, and on every exhale, try and rotate a little deeper. Keeping the neck free, the collarbones broad and wide, and the hips as relaxed as possible. One more breath here. On the exhale, try and rotate a little deeper. Lengthen up through the crown of the head even more. And then come back to center. We're going to go over to the other side. So, left hand in front, right hand back behind. Lengthen up through the crown of your head. Get that as much length as you possibly can. Soften the shoulders down. Rotate your belly towards that right side. So it's an inhale to get taller, to keep the neck free of tension. An exhale to rotate the belly towards that right hand side. Keep equal weight through the sitting bones. Visualize your lower back being nice and stacked, one vertebra on top of the other, as the thoracic spine rotates. One more breath here. Inhale, lengthen even taller. Exhale, rotate a little bit more. And then come back to center. Very nice, very nice. Okay, pop your hands onto your knees. Inhale, lengthen up through the crown of your head. You're going to nod your chin towards your chest and you're going to roll down into flexion. Walk your hands forward on your mat or on the ground in front of you and let your head relax. So here we find flexion of the thoracic spine. You're opening up the back of your spine. To visualize the space between each disc opening up. One more big deep breath here. Before you think about rolling up, as you roll up, guys, you want to create length between the spaces of every vertebra. So lengthen your way up. Kind of like a sunflower growing up towards the sun. Put your hands onto your knees. Gentle thoracic extension. You're going to bring your sternum forward and up. Broaden your collarbones. Lift your chest. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Holding for 3, 2, 1, and then come back to center. Very nice, very nice. Okay, from this position, guys, we're coming into kneeling. All right, so I'm going to turn myself to the side. You can still face me if you like, and we're going to take it straight into shell stretch. So you're going to reach your arms forward, stretch your fingertips as far forward on your mat as possible, putting your bum as close to your heels as you can. Your lower back is nice and rounded. And you're reaching your fingertips far forward. Close your eyes here for me, guys, and I just want you to experience breath. So as we breathe, our ribs move. If the ribs are moving, that means our thoracic spine is also being affected. So as you breathe in, feel that massive left and right expansion of the inhale. As we breathe out, you feel the ribs close down. Everything drawing in. Last 2 breaths here. So you want to feel the lower ribs move the most. So the lower portion of the rib cage. That's where we want the most movement on the inhale. Exhale completely. Last breath. Really almost over-exaggerate that inhale. Fill the lungs, fill the tummy, and exhale. Walk both of your hands over to the right side of your mat. So you're coming into this almost like a side bend in shell. So side to side breathing here. Both hands over to one side of your mat. Try and rest your head on your floor. Rest your bum on your heels as much as you can, and breathe into the exposed side. As you take that breath in, feel the space between each vertebra open up on that side. Feel the space between every rib increase with every inhale. Your intercostal muscles stretch as you breathe in. Let's take 3 more breaths here, just feeling how much more space can we create by just taking a deeper inhale. Two more breaths here. Nice. Last breath on this side. And on your exhale, you're going to move through center over to the other side. So once you've found your position, try and rest your head on the ground. Try and straighten out your elbow. Really reach those fingertips as far along that diagonal line as possible. And then it really comes down to the breath. So again, think about filling up your shoulder blade. Filling the sides of the ribs, the sides of the lungs. Notice if you stop your inhalation too soon, are you able to get more? Are you able to fill that lung capacity a little bit more? Can you direct your inhale a little bit lower down to the lower ribs rather than the upper chest? Feeling the belly expand as well. Okay, one more breath here. And then we're going to bring ourselves back to center and just briefly onto all fours. Nice. If you feel like you just need to go and have a nap now, I understand. So on all fours, we've spent quite a lot of time side bending, so we're going to rotate just a little bit here. You're going to take your left arm, reach it up towards the sky. I don't want you to, pressure yourself about making this too perfect, but reach that left arm up. Take a big inhale here. And on your exhale, thread it down, and you're actually going to let your left ear and cheek rest on the floor. Just stay there for me, guys. let your chin be slightly tucked down towards your chest. So the tiniest tuck of the chin towards the chest, just so that you can feel the back of your neck lengthen. And breathe now into that left shoulder blade area. So think about filling that part of the back of your rib cage with your inhale. If you feel like you want to add anything onto this position, feel free to. But really the first thing here is just breath. So again, for the next 2 inhales and exhales, see if you can fill that space a little bit more. So try and really take the biggest in-breath you can. Targeting it towards the lower ribs rather than the upper chest. And then on your next exhale, just bring yourself out of that position. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Just take a little wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And then you'll go straight over to the other side. So right arm reaches up. Take a really big inhale here. And then on your exhale, thread it down and through until your right ear rests on the ground. Nice. Once you've got that little tuck of the chin towards your chest so that the back of your neck is nice and long. And then take the biggest inhales you can possibly inhale into the right shoulder blade. Last 2 breaths here. So using your breath as a tool to increase your mobility. Last big inhale. And exhale, you're going to bring yourself all the way back onto all fours. Very nice. So from here, guys, we're going to just bring ourselves into downward facing dog. Okay? So you're going to tuck your toes under, lift your bum up and back into downward facing dog. Nice. You're welcome to pedal out your heels here. I went for a walk with my friend Audrey. She also teaches Pilates. We went for a walk yesterday to the Poobeg Lighthouse. And before we knew it, we did 10 kilometers and my calves are so tight today. Okay, let's go for 2 more pedals. If not for yourselves, for me. And then bring your feet to stillness, okay? Find neutral spine in your downward facing dog. So just make sure that the lower back isn't arching. And then bend your knees just a little bit. So not a massive bend, just a little bend into the knees. We're going to stretch out muscles called our lats. And to do that, you're going to pivot. You're going to let both heels draw over to the right side of your mat. Now you might find that your left foot can go completely flat on the mat. That's great. And what I'm hoping you're going to feel here is a deep stretch along the left side of your body. A deeper version of what we did previously in shell. You'll notice a lot more weight in your right hand than in your left. So I want you to push the mat away to that left hand a little more. Don't lose the left hand completely. And adjust your feet so that you feel really grounded. Relax the back of your neck. You can bend your knees a little deeper and play around with that feeling of stretch. So the deeper you bend your knees, the more you're likely to feel that feeling of stretch. Good. Take one more deep breath in here on this side. Feeling that side bend. And then bring your feet back to center. So you unpivot, finding normal downward facing dog position. Just make sure that your elbows are reaching towards the ground. They're not flaring east and west. So elbows draw down and wrap under. Let's bend the knees again, and you're going to pivot the heels over to the left hand side of your mat now. You might find that your right foot is able to go flat. Hopefully you're feeling a nice deep side bend over the right side of your body. Press forward and down into the floor through the heel of your right hand. Open up out of your armpits, relax the back of your neck, and play around with how deep you're bending those knees. You can bend a little deeper and even straighten them out a bit just to find that sweet spot. of stretch over the right side of your body. Last 2 breaths here. Think about really opening the right side of your ribs. Last breath here. And then guys, bring yourself back to a normal downward facing dog briefly. Bring your knees down onto the mat, onto all fours. Nice, onto all fours just for a second. You're going to bring your hands a smidgen further in front of your shoulders. Squeeze your bum, tuck your tail, and just a little thoracic extension here. So without letting your lower back arch, lift your chest, let your shoulder blades draw down, and push down into the floor through the heels of your hands. Holding for 5. Try and take the biggest 3-dimensional inhales and exhales. 4, so no lower back arching. Beautiful. 3. 2 more breaths. Last breath here. Amazing. Really, really nice. Okay, I'm going to just give you a little bit of a break on the wrists. You're going to pull your bum back. Take a normal shell stretch. Rest your forehead onto the mat and see if you can get your fingertips a little bit further forward. So just like a little centipede. Inch your fingers a little bit further forward on your mat, really opening up your armpits. Now in this little shell stretch position, see if you can take your left hand, left arm, and just reach it directly underneath you and over to the right. Okay, so my right arm's reaching forward, my left arm is going underneath me and over to the right. And then keeping my lower body in place, I'm going to allow myself to look underneath my right armpit until my left ear is on the ground. So again, back into a deep rotation. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Keep reaching the fingertips of the right arm forward. Keep reaching the left arm, the left shoulder blade deeply underneath you. Taking 1 more big inhale. Fill those sticky pockets. Now keep your right hand where it is. You're just going to take your left arm forward into a normal shell. To reach the left arm forward, let your forehead touch the mat. Take 2 breaths in here before you take the right arm underneath. And then take your right arm across and over to the left hand side underneath you. Keep reaching the left arm as far forward as you can. If you feel like the pressure on your head is a little bit much, then all you got to do is think about pushing that right shoulder down into the floor and the back of the right tricep into the floor, and that'll help you lift off of your head a little if you feel like that pressure is too much. Last 2 breaths here. See if you can reach the right arm a little bit further through. Take the right shoulder blade with. See if you can reach the left arm a little bit further forward. 1 more breath here. And then bring it all the way back up. Alright, so we're going to come back onto all fours really briefly, and then back into downward facing dog. So tuck the toes, lift the knees up. Nice. Again, guys, we're going to find neutral spine in down dog, so no arching into the lower back. Relaxing the back of your neck. Okay, cool. So from here, I want you to see if you can take your right hand and reach for your left ankle. Maybe see if you can grab a hold of the back of that ankle. So we're in a bit of rotation here. Exactly. So my right hand is grabbing my left ankle in down dog. Good. I'm breathing into the right side of my lungs, looking underneath my left armpit. And then I'm going to take my right hand back to the mat in down dog and then left hand comes across over to my right shin, and I'm using that grip of my hand onto the back of my leg to pull myself a little deeper into the rotation, so that I'm using my hand to actually pull myself underneath into that rotation. And then take your left hand back to the mat in down dog. Keep swapping from hand to hand, using that grip of the back of your calf to pull yourself a little deeper each time. Going for about 4 more. You're welcome to do less or more if you want to move quicker. Don't forget to breathe in deeply. Once you've got that rotation, you want to take a nice big deep breath in. That breath in creates space between each rib, more so than anything else that we could be doing. The breath is really key. Last one on each side. And here's our final one. Nice. Okay, then both hands back to the mat in down dog. Let's walk our feet in towards our hands. And then you're going to find a forward fold. So just allow the knees to bend a little bit. Relax your chest onto your thighs. Relax the back of your neck. All right, now in this forward fold, I want you to find the straightest you can get the back of your leg. So if you've got really flexible hamstrings, you might be able to straighten out the back of your legs and keep your hands on the ground. Okay, but if not, don't worry about it. Just get to the straightest point you can get with the back of your legs. Okay, and then again, I'm going to take my right hand over to my left ankle, and I'm going to see if I can reach my left arm up towards the sky. Yes. Nice. And then slowly take that left arm down. Take the left hand across to the right ankle. Reach the right arm up. And what I want you to think about here, guys, or at least acknowledge, is how one side feels compared to the other. So you're inhaling at the top, exhaling to come down and swap from arm to arm, from foot to foot. Nice. Going for 4 more. Try and keep equal weight distribution through your feet. So as you transition, try not to lean too much more into one foot than the other. 2. Nice. Last one. And then come back to center briefly. Bend your knees. We're going to roll up. So as you roll up, it's an opportunity to create length. Like a sunflower growing up towards the sun. Roll up, roll up, roll up. Inhale, reach the arms up. Interlace the thumbs. Stretch. And again, think about the stretch, not just for fun, but just think about it in terms of creating space between each vertebra, growing up towards the heavens. Take a really big inhale here. And then, guys, we're going to dive back down again. Open the arms. Now, the chin towards the chest. Think about the weight of your head as something that can help you decompress the spine as you come forward. Nice. Okay, so we're back where we were a couple seconds ago. Straighten out the back of your legs again as much as you feel you're able for. Now from here, again guys, you're going to take your right hand to your left ankle, left arm reaches up towards the sky. Yes, or as best you can get to that position. Well done. So stay there now guys, and I want you to see if you can bend into your right knee, straighten out your left a little more. Good, so bending the right knee, straightening out the left, and then see if you can reach up a little higher. Big deep breath in. Well done. Take the left hand across to your right ankle. Bend your left knee. Reach the right arm up. Going to do that one more time on each side. Okay, so right hand comes down, right knee bends, left arm reaches up. See if you can rotate a little deeper now. Press down into that right foot, into that left foot with the right hand. And on your next exhale, left hand comes down to the right ankle. Reach your right arm up and your left knee bends. Very nice. Take your right hand down, bend into your right knee and your left knee. Inhale into your forward fold. Relax the back of your neck. And again, like a sunflower going up towards the sun, press the ground away. Roll all the way up. Shoulder blades roll back and down. Well done. So beautiful. Okay, so changing it up a little bit in terms of like how we're experiencing rotation and side bending. I'm going to turn to face you. And we're going to bring my feet parallel hip width distance, soft bend into the knees. Okay, so from here, I'm going to take my left hand and I'm going to slide it down my left thigh as if I'm kind of listening to the floor. And I really want to get as much hang time here as possible without rotating towards the floor. I want to stay open towards you guys. Now my arm's going to go out the screen, but I'm reaching my right arm up towards the sky. Imagine you were hanging off the edge of a cliff. So all of your weight was dropping down and you were opening up through that right side of your ribs. Try and find equal weight into your feet. Soften your neck a little more. Reach up a little more through that right hand. Good. And then see if you can take your left arm all the way up. So you engage into the obliques on the right side. Reach your left arm up. And then you're going to take your right arm down. So slide the right arm down. Good. Hang. So imagine you had like super heavy shopping bags in this arm. So this arm is floppy and relaxed. That arm's reaching up towards the sky. Good. Keeping your chin slightly tucked so the other kind of cues of your spine remain the same. Chin tucked, chest wide, back of the neck long, ribs down. All right, and then right arm's going to reach up. Keep the arms reaching up towards the sky, bend into the knees, and you're going to climb an imaginary ladder. So your right arm is going to reach up, left arm is going to reach up. So I want you to reach out of yourself. Reach. Good. Reach. Nice. Going for 8. And 7. Inhale as you become open. Exhale as you pull. 6. 5. Beautiful. 4. Hopefully it feels really nice and open. 3. And 2. And 1. And bring your hands to center for a second. Just widen your stance with your feet. Turn your feet out a little bit and bend into your knees. So kind of like a wide second position. Awesome. We're going to add a little bit onto that. Relax your hands down. Shake out the shoulders. So from here down, you're not going to move. Thoracic spine is going to do all the movement. You're going to slide your left arm down your left thigh again and side bend as deeply as you can. Now this arm, you're going to try and reach it out towards the left wall. Reach, reach, reach for the wall. Using your obliques, come up, 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 scoop the air, relax the right shoulder, and all the way over to your left hand side, your right hand side. From here, you're going to rotate. Allow your chest to rotate towards the ground. Let your arm follow. It's kind of drawing a circular pattern overhead. Bring yourself to center, hang forward, and roll up. Beautiful, exactly. Other side, right arm comes down, slide it down, your right thigh. So we're not rotating to the ground, you're staying open. Reach, reach, reach as far as you can. Using your obliques, come up, 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 soften the left shoulder, up and over. Inhale, and now we can start to rotate. Rotate chest towards the floor. Keep reaching out of that right arm, coming down until you're hanging forward, and then roll yourself up through the middle. Good. Yes, very nice. We're going to keep on going. And back to the left. Keep this shoulder nice and soft. Side bend. Reach, really reach for the wall across from you. Using your abdominals. Come up, 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 up. Side bend. Feel that stretch. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Come down. And once you're in the center, roll yourself up. Melting through the shoulders, right arm slides down the right thigh. Side bend, almost listening to the floor with that right ear. Right arm reaches, reaches, reaches. Scoop the air up, up, up. Soften the left shoulder. Reach up through that right side. Rotate, rotate. Come down, down, down. Good. Roll up through center. Shoulder blades come back and down. Nice. Keep that wide second stance with your feet. You need to check the time. Keep that wide second stance. Come a little bit deeper though into the bend of the knees. Use your bum now to pull those knees a little bit wider east and west. Again, from here down, you're not going to move. Reach your arms out in front, but soften the shoulders down. Good. All right. So from here, take your right arm open to the right as far as you can. Okay, so you might even go a little bit out of your peripheral vision with that right arm. Now the fingertips of your left arm, without bending your arm too much, actually you're going to probably have to bend that elbow. You're going to take the fingertips of your left arm and see if you can rotate your spine and get the fingertips of your left hand to touch the inside of your right elbow. Nice. Now hold that position there. Squeeze that right shoulder blade down. Pull the knees apart, get a little deeper into the legs, and then open. Left arm opens out to the left. Take it a little bit further back if you can. Right arm comes and tries to meet the inside of the left elbow. Good. Keep on swapping. I mean, you can take this at your own pace. And again, remember where we want to rotate from. We want to feel that rotation in our thoracic spine. The muscles that we're going to use for this are our obliques. So it should be kind of a little bit of core work, really. Feeling the shoulder blade area start to burn. The muscles on the side of the body starting to burn. The deeper you rotate, the more you squeeze the shoulder blades down. Last one each side. This really gets my heart rate going. Last one. And then bring it back to center. Straighten out the legs. Whew. Great job. Okay, guys, grab your bands or your belt, whatever you've got. Okay, I'm going to wrap mine around my hands just a little bit, just so that I don't have to grip onto it for too long. Doesn't matter how long it is, doesn't matter how short it is, doesn't matter if it's stretchy or not. But you're going to keep your feet wide, soft bend into the knees, and maybe turn your toes a little bit further, a little bit more forward than super turned out. Reach your arms up. Okay, once you're there, you want to watch for rib flare. Okay, so keep the ribs down, soften the neck and shoulders, and we're going to come up and over towards our left hand side. Good. So we've been here a couple times already today in class. This should feel hopefully nice and open. So coming into the left hand side, see if you can reach a little bit further through that right arm. From here, without letting the lower body change, you're going to rotate your chest towards the floor. So kind of like Superman. Keep reaching your right arm further forward. Leading with the right arm, come down. You're going to go down to your mat, down towards the floor, around the world. Left arm leads you up, and you come all the way back. Good. Arms come down. Now, I don't want you to feel any lower back pain here, okay? So you may need to just manage how low you go. So reach the arms up. We're going to go to the other direction now. You're coming up and over to your right. Nice. Ground yourself into those 2 feet. So press down into that left foot. Rotate. So your chest kind of twists towards the ground. Left arm reaches further forward. Lead with your left arm as you come down. Feel the stretch across the spine. Rotate all the way around the world. Right arm leads you back up. And take the arms down. Whew. We're going to go for 2 more, okay? So 1 more in each direction. It might feel like you're being winded. That's how it feels to me. All right, both arms reaching up. All right, watch for rib flare, okay? Reach, reach, reach. Open the armpits. Come up and over to your left. So imagine you were going over a fence. All right, into your neighbor's garden with your upper body. All right, now you're still in your neighbor's garden with your upper body over the little fence that's dividing your houses, and rotate. Rotate. Reach your right arm further through. You want to pick an apple out of their tree. And then you're going to slowly come down, come down, come down, come down. Rotate, feeling the thoracic spine flex forward. Left arm leads as you come up. Good. And take the arms down. Shake it out. Shake out the shoulders. Last time. Reach it up. All right, we're coming up and over. You're going over your neighbor's fence into their garden on the right. Nice. Ground into your feet. Rotate, rotate, rotate. So your left arm is reaching for their avocado tree. Reach. Okay, pick an avocado and then rotate down, 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 down. Right arm is going to lead. Reach it up. And take it down. Shake it out. Awesome. Okay, get rid of your band. That was it. That was it for the props. Bring your feet back together. Yeah, chuck it away. Awesome. Okay, guys, so we're going to kind of, I want to try and flow it out a little bit now, okay? So adding a little bit more flow into our situation here. So I'm going to stand to the back of my mat. And we're going to come down into downward facing dog again, okay? So we're going to reach the arms up, take a nice big inhale. I always like to interlace my thumbs here to get a little bit more length and openness to the sides of the body. So reach the arms up. Find that space that you've worked so hard to create. And then cactus through the arms. Nod the chin down towards your chest. Bend your knees. Roll down. Good. Once you get down with your hands hopefully onto the floor, you're going to walk out into downward facing dog. What a fantastic position. All right, pedaling out the heels, making sure that the lower back is not arching. Relaxing the back of the neck. Taking 2 more breaths. Last breath. Bring your feet into stillness. We're going to come onto all fours. So slowly bring the knees down. Hands are directly underneath the shoulders. Knees are directly underneath the hips. So the left arm is going to open up to the sky 4 times. You're going to take it super slow. Okay? Left arm reaches up. Open. Nice. If you came last week Thursday, I think this is the toughest out of all of them. So once that left arm's up there, see if you can bring your right shoulder above your right wrist a little bit more. So you want that right shoulder directly above the wrist. Press your feet into the mat behind you. Reach a little bit higher. Touch the ceiling. Imagine you were trying to reach for someone's hand. Good, and then take the left hand down to the mat. We're not going to rotate all the way down. Inhale, prepare, press the ground away. We're going to do that 3 more times. Open up, left arm to the sky. Good, watch the pelvis. It's going to want to kick out to the left as well. Keep the left hip above the left knee. Good, and bring it back. Nice. You're doing well there, Claire. You could bring your left hip a little bit more over to the right. 2 more times. Bring it up. Yes. Good. Now bring your left hip closer to the midline. Yes. And back. Last time. Open up. Hopefully the right wrist is doing okay. Bring the left hip back to the midline. Nice, Anita. And bring it back. Amazing. Now from here, left foot is going to come forward. Okay, so bring that left foot forward into a low lunge position. You're going to bring yourself up. So kneel, tuck. You know the drill by now with the kneeling position. Neutral in the lower back. Reach your arms forward. Now, guys, I want you to watch your lower body like a hawk, okay? Don't let your lower body compensate for you. But you're going to open your left arm towards the back of your room. All right, so once you've done that, if you had to think about your head in relation to your pelvis, you want them to be on top of one another. So your head isn't forward, your head isn't backwards, you're not leaning anyway, okay? And then see if you can reach your right arm a little bit further forward, left arm a little bit further back, and then just look at your left knee. Make sure that the left knee hasn't opened out to the side. You want that left knee pointing forwards. Lengthen up to the crown of your head, tuck your tail a little bit more. Holding for 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Bring your left arm forward again, and you're going to take your hands down to the ground. All right. Bring your pelvis a little bit further forward and down. So you're trying to stretch the hip flexor a little bit more. Right hand stays on the mat. Left arm's going to open up towards the sky. So again, rotating. You've been here so many times already. Just notice how this feels. Notice how the right hip feels. Mine is not feeling that open today. All right, now from this position, guys, you might need to open your left foot a little bit open to the left if you feel like you need the space. So you could always move your left foot a little bit further open to the left if you felt you needed it. See if you can take your left hand behind your head. Good, and now you're going to bring your left elbow, or see if you can bring your left elbow to the inside of your right forearm. Rotate and open up. Yes, good. And rotate. As you rotate, you want to make sure that your pelvis isn't rotating at all. Okay, so we want to focus on the ribs doing the movement. Last 3. Good. 2. Nice. And last 1. Perfect. Take your left hand down to the mat as well, on the inside of the left foot. Now, if you can, you're going to tuck the toes of your back foot under, lift your back knee up. So obviously by doing this, guys, we add an extra level of complexity. You have more weight that you're bearing more weight. So keeping that right knee lifted. See again if you can open the left arm up towards the sky. Keeping tabs on your pelvis so your right hip isn't dropping towards the ground. Nice, and see if you can start to draw circles with the left arm, coming down, forward, reach for the wall in front of you, up, back, and around. 2 more, down, forward, up, back, and around. Last time, down, forward, up, back, and around. Keep your right knee lifted. Take your left hand to the mat. See if you can open your right arm up towards the sky. This is a wobbly one. So what I usually think about here is pressing my my left knee into my left arm. Using that connection of left arm to left knee to open up a little bit more. Now, if you've got a little bit more endurance in you guys, take your right hand back down to your mat. Okay, Okay, from here, the upper body is going to look. I'm going to look towards my left knee. I want to look at my left knee. My right ear is pointing towards the ground. And I'm going to see if I can come into a little push-up. So I'm going to bend my elbows and straighten them. Let me angle myself towards you so you can see. So I'm coming down and up. Yes. Down and up. So quite a deep stretch for the inner thigh of the left leg as well. If you're really struggling, put your right knee onto the ground and then you just bend the elbows. Last 2. Down and up. Good. Last 1. Very nice. Lower your back knee to the ground. Slide your left foot back and take a shell stretch. Well done. So that last one, that last little push-up that we did, that is called a lizard push-up. I'm sure it's one of your favorites now. Okay, so guys, we are coming back into downward facing dog. All right? Hopefully the wrists are going to be okay. So tuck the toes under and come back up into your downward facing dog position. You can pedal out through those heels if you like. And then slowly bring your feet to stillness, finding that nice neutral in your down dog position. Keeping your neutral spine, lower your knees to the ground. Yes, good. Untuck your toes. Right arm is going to open up to the right. We're going to do this 4 times. So as soon as we open that right arm up towards the sky, I'm going to look down, make sure that my left shoulder is directly above my left wrist, and that I haven't poked my butt out to the right hand side. And then I'm going to take my right hand back down. 3 more of them. Okay, make sure you've got your bum switched on. Open up. Take a deep breath in at the top. Do your checks. And take it down. Nice. And 2 more. Open up. Nice. This is looking good on this side, guys. And down. Last time. And open up. Good. Take that right hand down. Right foot is going to come forward. All right. Press yourself up. Tuck through the tail. All right. Get your pelvis feeling good. So left pelvic half pointing to the left, right pointing to the right. Nice. If you want to tuck the toes of the back foot under, that's totally fine. And then you're going to reach your arms forward. All right. Now this time it's the right arm. Right arm's going to reach back. You don't have to go to your max straight away, but just think about your head in relation to your pelvis. So you don't want to be too far forward, you don't want to be too far back, you want to be on top of yourself. Tucking the chin towards the chest. Find a little bit more length into the spine. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. And then see if you can reach that right arm back a little bit more. Rotating from the belly. Reach the left arm a little bit further forward. Watch that right knee. Keep it magnetizing to the wall in front of you. Stand down into that right heel. Holding for 5, 4, 3. This looks like nothing, but it's so hard to hold. 2, 1. Bring that right arm back. And you're reaching it forward. Okay, we're going to take our hands down to the ground. All right. So get your hands nice and comfy. And again, from here, press the ground away to that left arm. Right arm's going to open up. Hopefully that feels nice. Take a second here, pressing the ground away to that heel of the left hand. All right, guys. Now, from this position, take your right hand down on the inside of your right foot. Press your pelvis forward and down just a little bit more if you can. Open the left arm up. We'll do this again with the back knee lifted, obviously. Take the left hand down. Tuck the toes of the back foot under. Lift that back knee up. Okay, again, make sure the pelvis isn't rotating. So think about that right knee really magnetizing towards the wall in front. Left heel drawing back. Right arm's going to open up towards the sky. Press the ground away through that left heel of hand, and we're going to circle through the right arm, reaching it forward, up, back, and down. Going for 3. Nice. 2. Yes, guys, looks amazing. And 1. Now try and keep that back knee lifted as you take your right hand down on the inside of your right foot. Press your right knee in towards your right shoulder and the shoulder into the knee, and see if you can open the left arm up. Get as broad and as open as you can from fingertips of the left hand to the heel of the right hand. So open your collarbones, but keep the ribs from flaring. Holding for 3. Holding for 2. Now guys, here come your little lizard movements. So you're going to take your left hand back down to the mat. All right? The left hand comes, I'm missing one tiny little bit here. So we're going to lower our back knee down towards the mat. Don't want to shortchange you. So first lower that back knee down to the mat. You're going to take your right hand behind your head. Almost forgot this bit. Almost. All right, so right hand behind your head, elbows bent. Inhale here. As you exhale, you're going to try and bring that right elbow in towards the inside of your left forearm. Exactly. Breathe in here in the rotation moment. So inhale as you close down, and then exhale as you open up. Good. So as you close it down, you want to take that really big deep breath in into the back of your lungs. And open. Let's go for one more. Yes. And open. Fantastic. Okay, now we get to come into our lizard push-up. So we're going to take both hands back to the mat. I'm sure you're ecstatic about that. Okay, so hands down. Try and keep that back knee lifted. If you feel like you need more space, you can always open your right foot out to the right a little bit. And then what I'm going to do from here, guys, I'm going to look at my right leg. I'm going to let my left ear point down towards the mat. And then I want to bend into my elbows and push the floor away. Bend into my elbows, push the floor away. Now, how deep do you go? As far as your hip is happy with. Let's go for 4 more. And 3. For those of you that are absolute beasts, you can try 1 arm push-ups. 2. I'm not going to make you do that though. Last one. Well done. Let's lower the back knee down. Slide your right foot back. So you're back onto all fours briefly. Open your knees and sit your bum back onto the heels. Allow your forehead to rest on the floor. And just try and relax into your neck. If you feel like your neck is tensing, it's quite a nice idea to take the hands back to the heels. That can always be quite relieving. Wherever you are, see if you can try and breathe into those lower parts of the ribs. So if you can visualize T12, 11, 10, 9, 8, those lower portions of your thoracic spine. Think about that expanding like a jellyfish as you breathe in. It's almost like it's flying. It's opening up 3-dimensionally on the inhale. And exhale. Get rid of all the stale air. 2 more breaths here like that. Trying to keep any tension out of the neck on the inhale. Last inhale and exhale here, guys. And then you're just going to bring yourself up. And my friends, it is 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Tuesday, and you are done. Great job. Awesome. So if you want to unmute yourselves, you can let me know how you got on. I hope it was nice and straightforward. How are we doing? It's good, eh? Yeah.